In this video, we're going to go over an introduction to polygons, and we're going to answer three specific questions, okay, or characteristics. First of all, what are they? How do we name them? And what are some important features or characteristics of polygons that we need to know, vocabulary if you want, so that we can talk about them later on. So let's start right in. What are they? Well, if you look at the word polygon, you'll see that the prefix poly means many. And that's very appropriate because polygons are many-sided figures. So let's write that up. So they're many-sided figures. And that leads us right into the second part, is how do we name them? Now, the most simple of polygons is, as you can probably guess, a triangle. Now, it's called a triangle because it's got three sides, right? And the prefix tri means three. And again, that gives you a clue into how these are named. The prefix is going to be very important here. And again, you can guess how you're going to name the next one or what the next polygon type would be. And that would be a four-sided figure, okay? A square is a four-sided figure, a rectangle is. But instead of, those are particular kinds of polygons, but the four-sided figure is called a quadrilateral. And again, the prefix quad means four, so let's just put those in there. Let's keep on moving up. A five-sided figure. And notice these do not have to be all even, but a five-sided figure is called a pentagon. Penta meaning five. And from here it starts to get pretty easy. We're just going to, instead of saying angular laterals, now we just keep on using the suffix gon. So a six-sided figure, oops, didn't do that quite so well, but you get the idea. A six-sided figure is called a hexagon. Hexa meaning six. Let's keep on going. A seven-sided figure is called a heptagon. Again, hepta means seven. Now you might notice something particular, unusual here. Notice that I started putting this, I did a little indentation there, and that'll be one of the characteristics or features that we'll talk about here in just a second. Now from this point on, well, actually let me just do this last one. An eight-sided figure is probably one that you recognize. Does that look familiar to you? That is a octagon. And stop signs are octagons. Okay, I'm not going to draw the nine-sided figure, but that's called a nonagon. Nona meaning nine, octagon means eight. And then a 10-sided figure is called a decagon. Again, 10 for deca, like decimals, for example, or decade. Now, after that, there are a couple other names, but usually you'll see something that says this, an n-gon. N just means any number after that. So if you have like a 15-sided figure, you would call it, a 15-gon or an n-gon with 15 sides. Let's talk about some of the characteristics of polygons. Again, that would probably be important for you to know as we move forward here. So the two important features that I really want to talk about are something called concave and convex polygons. Now, what does that mean? Remember back up here when I did this heptagon, I had an indentation here. Now this one is called a concave polygon. All these other ones were called convex polygons. And let me talk about the difference in those. Now, in order to be able to classify them, we need to talk about something called diagonals. So let's go ahead and draw a polygon. Let's just draw a four-sided figure. Now, where the line segments meet is called a vertex. Plural is vertices. Okay, and then these are just the sides. That's fairly straightforward. But this is where we're getting to the word diagonal. A diagonal is when you connect any two vertices that are non-consecutive. So for example, I wouldn't connect here. That wouldn't be a vertical because that's a consecutive. That means the next one vertex. But this one here would be like this, the one over. So this would be a diagonal. Okay? This would be a diagonal. If I were to draw something a little bit more complex, like let's do something like this one. Well, let's make it a pentagon, okay? So again, I start at any one point. Let's start there. I can't go to the next one, but the one after. That would be a diagonal. Let's go to the one after. That would be a diagonal. If I go here, can't go here, but I can go here. Diagonal. Diagonal. Go here. I went there already. Let's go see a familiar shape starting to take place. And then each one of these also are diagonals. Okay? A concave polygon is when, let me just draw something like this again. Now, first of all, can you classify this polygon for me? How many sides did I draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a hexagon, okay? But can you draw a diagonal that lies outside the polygon? Certainly. Like, for example, I could draw from here to here. That's inside. That's inside. That's inside. That's inside. But look at this one. Outside the polygon. Then this becomes a concave. Sorry about that. This becomes a concave polygon. Think of the word cave as going like inside a mountain. All right, so this is like outside the mountain. So this is forming like a little mouth of a cave. So that would be a concave polygon. Out here, though, that would be called a convex polygon because there are no diagonals that lie outside the polygon itself. Okay? So again, it all has to do with the diagonals. If you can draw a diagonal that's outside the polygon, you got concave. If all your diagonals are inside the polygon, it's convex. Okay? Let's go on to a couple other characteristics and we'll end this up. Let me just draw a really big one here. From here to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, if I go all around the outside, that's the perimeter of my polygon. To go from one vertex to the next one over, to the next one over, those are called consecutive vertices. Again, remember this is a plural form, vertices. To go from the angle that's created to the next angle to the next angle, those are called consecutive angles. We've already talked about diagonals, but then go from this side to this side to this side. Those are again called consecutive sides. Okay? So those are all important characteristics and features of polygons that you should know. So again, briefly in quick summary, remember that a polygon is a many-sided figure. You should probably try to memorize these prefixes. After 4, just say gon, a gon, a gon. If it's past 10, we'll just go n-gon. There are concave and convex polygons. Remember, concave is when the diagonal is outside, when you can draw one of the diagonals outside. Convex is when they're all inside. Diagonals connect two non-consecutive vertices. And then finally, the distance around your polygon is called the perimeter. Just add up the line segments. From vertex to vertex to vertex are called consecutive vertex. The angles would be consecutive angles, and then the sides are just called consecutive sides. Okay, I hope that was helpful to you.